Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Lover Pretend, just continuing the common route. We just started episode 3. Well, literally, like, the last part ended with the episode 3 thing coming up. So, this is episode 3. Anyway. Finally, we made it to the halfway mark. Oh, and Hanai's totally our freaking dead. I mean, we don't know that for a fact, but I'm still on that kick. Until proven otherwise. But I feel like that's a safer bet than any of the other dudes, because them being our brother would make it weird, right? We already know Asagi's not our brother. We know Kazuma's not our brother. I highly doubt the other 3 were, because, like, that's a heavy topic. Like, the weird incest thing going on. I feel like that should have been a trigger warning somewhere, and it wasn't, so it was a safe bet that nobody's our brother, but it was like, okay, but, like, are we never going to find out who her dad is? And it just, until Hanai mentioned in the last part, like, oh yeah, I worked on that film too, and it was like, oh, okay, it would have been like 20. Like, how did we not know he was in it? And it wasn't until later, when she was talking about, like, the film to Eiichiro, and it was like, oh my god, Hanai's our dad, so I'm just saying, I think it's a pretty safe assumption right now. Could be a wrong assumption, and we might have to reevaluate, but right now, that's where we're putting our eggs, in that basket, because that's goddamn amazing. And again, he knew that our mother, like, was, he might not have known her real name. He wouldn't have known her real name, you know what I mean? Maybe that's why he doesn't know we're related to her. Because he doesn't know her real name. He knows her as Nako, whatever was her, Ahara? Was that the name she used? So, like, he knows her as that. But he knew that, like, that Eiichiro's dad, Seiji, was, like, her mentor and everything. And it's like, how else would he know that? Unless they had, like, some intimate conversations or, like, whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, Eiichiro knowing that because, like, it's his father, whatever, he might know that stuff. But, like, Hanai knowing? I'm just saying. And then Hanai wouldn't have recognized us, like, as his daughter or being related to our mother, because he never knew her real name. So he never could have found her, even if... Oh my god. Oh my god. This is so good. Oh my god, I hope that's the case. Okay. We're gonna have to be, like, microscoping every single thing that man does now. Just to be like, wait! Especially if the topic of our mother ever comes up again in his presence. Just saying. Or if, for some reason, the script for Pretend to Love or anything ever comes up about that movie again with any of our other love interests, if they somehow know, oh yeah, Eiichiro's dad was, like, her mentor, right? Then, you know what I mean? Then okay, fine. But, like, the fact that he knows that is a little suspicious, is all I'm saying. Finally, we made it to the halfway mark of this video while we were theorizing the whole time. I'm just kidding. All the while, I'd been eating and sleeping under the same roof as everyone else. Perhaps that was why I'd finally started to get a sense of who the candidates were. One in particular stood out from the rest when it came to raw talent. However, he was frequently absent for other work, so I hadn't gotten many chances to speak with him. I could feel a wall between us. The other was always striking up chats with the crew, particularly the women. His flippant attitude was nothing to write home about, though. This audition camp with its diverse pool of candidates was about to reach a turning point, starting with the next time the director came to visit. That day, Makino and I were called to the meeting room. Now then, we're finally in the second half of this camp. Miss Ueda, how goes your little investigation of our candidates? Here, we've compiled a detailed report. Most of the candidates are diligent about their training, even when the crew isn't watching. Among them, Nishijima and Seina are the two who stand out. Nishijima's acting and temperament are beyond compare. While Seina's a wild card, he's shown us memorable performances, and he readily performs a good rapport with the people around him. Readily forms a good rapport with the people around him. Wow. pretty sure he's just chatty, but his acting did leave quite the impression. In this way, we shared our evaluation of the candidates with the leaders.
There's not much time left. I recommend we get to it, Director.
Oh, look at our dad. I mean, the man's only 40. So he was like, he would have been 20. And like, maybe our mother was, she was in her 20s. You know what I mean? But like, I don't think they ever told us. Did they tell us like how old our mother ever was? Is there a glossary? There's the dictionary. Let's see if she's in here and does it say. Base camp. She would have been under... Hana Ueda, protagonist's mother. She passed away from illness. Okay. They don't have her under Hanako. Yeah, no. I'm just trying to see if they have anything. Stylist, supporting actor, and then he's only 40. He appeared in a TV show directed by Makino, which kickstarted his career, but we didn't know, like... Yeah, I just didn't know if our mother was in here under her pen name, so we have no idea how old she was. Like, she could have been a couple years older than him, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing weird about that. Like, she could have been 23 and he's 20 and then like, oh, the sexy younger man, you know what I mean? Like, they would have been roughly the same age, but it's like, it's just so weird. Because you have, like, the director guy who's supposed to be, what is he, like 50 or something? Like, whatever. And, like, he just looks so much older because Hanai, just being the actor that he is, of course he's gonna look good, but, like, he's basically, like, barely any different aside from the little crease by his eye. That's it. That little line's supposed to show aging, but he does not look any different than our love interest. Oh my god. Oh god, and now I'm wondering when he I showed up and it was like, okay, he's hot, sure, but like, well, thank god I wasn't fawning over him the whole time. And then he's our dad. Although, I'm not gonna lie, when he turns out to be our dad, I'm gonna be like, freaking see, it's like, it'll be 2 for 2 that I've pegged our dad as our dad in games, okay? I'm just saying, and the first time gave me a dad complex. Well, that sounds creepy, but you know what I mean. Look, he might be the character's dad, but he doesn't have to be mine. God. Oh. Yeah, the candidates have shown us their skills. It's time to start making judgment calls. That was not his voice, was it? I don't even remember. So we're finally going to cast the lead and supporting roles. From what I can tell, every single candidate here is an adept actor. I wonder who'll be chosen for the lead role. Shijima. In that case, what's our main criterion going to be? Their overall performance at camp?
That's part of it, of course. But our main focus is going to be what comes next. The short films we're going to shoot at the end.
Short films? Are you going to give them a prompt to act out like we did at the beginning?
No, this is going to be a more substantial exercise involving the crew. There will be directors on site to supervise the filming, and Asagi and his assistant will provide the scripts.
Oh, so it'll be my mentor and his assistant.
Hey, wait a second!
Girl. The final 10 candidates just so happen to be neatly divided into 5 experienced actors and 5 amateurs.
I guess it's a little unfair to say that I'll lump him in with the career actors, though.
He has shown us remarkable growth. And while I could count his prior experience on one hand, he has good instincts.
So yeah, here's the deal. I'll be directing the movie with the 5 amateurs, and my main man, Ichiro here, will handle the script. As for the experienced acting team, we're gonna pick from among the crew.
Mr. and I grinned mischievously and clapped me and Makino on the shoulder.
Rookie director, rookie screenwriter, we're counting on you.
What? Oh, that's us.
What?
Both of us. What's the meaning of this? Are you asking Makino to direct and me to write the script?
It'll be like the improv exercise. We're hoping to level the playing field between the pros and the amateurs.
They never told me about this! Wait, I can't do this. How are newbies like us supposed to...
Newbies, you say? Everyone was a newbie once. Yours truly and I as well. Even our good director. No one starts out a veteran.
Before you gripe about being a newbie, you should think about our group of guys. They've never truly stepped into the limelight.
Oh, that may be true. But we're so inexperienced, and I doubt we're ready to take the plunge. I mean, it's different, like, with, like, screenwriting. Like, oh, you can write a script, and even if it's terrible, but, like, directing is different. Like, you kind of have to see it happen. Like, if he's never... Maybe he's taken classes and done some projects. I don't know.
As I told you before, opportunities will not wait for you. While this may sound callous, you won't get far in this industry by running away from your chances. Miss Oida, what do you want to do?
Being a little harsh, but he's absolutely right. What do I want to do?
No need to look so glum. The point of this camp was to beat some fundamentals into you.
You did really good at that.
If we didn't think you could do it, we wouldn't ask. If you're dead set on refusing, we'll reconsider, but I wholeheartedly believe you two are capable. I'm sure the actors aren't the only ones who've grown in the last week.
He's so nice for being not dad. Like, real dad's a little gruff and everything, but still supportive, just... Well, being a little rough around the edges, it's fine. A short while later, Makino and I were walking down the hall in stunned silence. It's just so weird thinking that he could be our dad because he doesn't look that much older than us. It's only 20 years, but like... We were supposed to report the results of our investigation, so I found it weird that Kazuma wasn't invited. Wait, don't tell me he knew! Hey, are you okay? I should be asking you that. You've been pale ever since we left the room. You've been pale ever since you were born! I'm sorry, I'm just lashing out, Makino. It's fine. I'm aware. Sure, I've been studying screenwriting under Professor Asagi for years now, but every script I've written thus far has solely been for him to evaluate. I never thought I'd have to write a real one so soon. I'm in the same boat. I was just kind of coasting, and then I found myself here with this assistant job. And I never took any initiative. I know that if I keep running, I'll never amount to anything. Honestly, what Mr. Asagi said was like a punch to the gut. I hear ya. That's right. Now's the time to challenge ourselves. This is a river I have to cross. I'm going to follow in Mom's footsteps. It's up to us to take charge of the present. Sorry. It wouldn't make sense to take charge of the past, but... By the time evening fell, I'd made up my mind, pushed my doubts aside, and met up with my mentor.
I'd like you to keep the short film project confidential until the scripts are complete. I'll explain it to the rest of the crew later.
Absolutely.
We only have 1 week left. Realistically, you have about 2 days to work on your script. We'll make sure your other tasks are kept to a minimum so you can give it your undivided attention.
Thank you. I'll get started tonight.
I like your spirit, but please be sure to get enough sleep.
I will. Oh, I do have a question. What's the primary theme of the film?
Good question. I'm still tweaking the main movie script at the moment, but we can pull from that. We'll use one of the themes the directors mentioned. A place to belong.
Place to belong?
But keep that in mind as you work. Beyond that, you're free to come up with the rest. However, do your best to give each cast member an equal amount of screen time. Try to keep the set and costume request to a minimum too, please. We simply don't have the time.
Alright. I sure sound confident, don't I? This prompt is so open-ended, though. That'll be a challenge all on its own. Should I try to present elements from my scripts he liked in the past? Or do I make it an homage to the director's previous work? Homage. No, that won't do. It might come across as flattery, even if I don't mean it that way.
You seem rather perplexed, so allow me to give you a hint. From what I've seen, you aren't the sort of screenwriter who meticulously plans out your story structure and puts it together. If I had to say, you're an intuitive writer, highlighting your character's individuality and working from there. So you might begin writing with specific actors in mind.
You want me to write for the cast? Right. I already know who's gonna be in it.
You sure do. Even regular productions often use this technique. Just as an actor famous for playing a detective might be typecast in similar roles, every actor has their own style. If you base your script around that, it may provide an excellent starting point.
Got it. I'll definitely consider it.
Must warn you, this approach requires a deep familiarity with the actors you use as a reference.
Suppose I can use what I've gleaned from my recent investigation, then. Is this just coincidence, or was all this part of his plan? Either way, I can't wait. Thank you. I think I know where to start now. I smiled and clenched my fist, brimming with enthusiasm. My mentor lightly clapped me on the shoulder.
Miss Wada, the mechanical act of writing the story may be a lone endeavor, but the script you create will be enjoyed by plenty of people. Be careful not to get complacent, and remember that your writing will always make an impact on someone.
Take that to heart. The next day, once I'd finished up my morning tasks, I had the afternoon all to myself. Sitting solo in the rest area, I opened my notebook and mulled over my approach, pen in hand. What now? Professor Asagi gave me a hint, but I'm the one who decides how to tackle this. I want to write with the actors in mind. In that case, what should I do before I get to the nitty-gritty of writing? Right now I should understand the actors, ask someone for advice. Ask someone for advice. All right. Fussing about it won't get me anywhere, so I should ask someone for advice. Kazuma! Short film endeavor was a guarded secret, so there were only a few people I could consult. My options were Kazuma or Makino. I'm assuming we go to Kazuma, right? Okay, yeah. I'll start by consulting the person I know I can talk to. Professor Asagi told me to keep it a secret until the script was ready. I might be able to do this if I keep my cards close. I mean, Kazuma isn't the sharpest tool in the shed. It's so true, and I love it. I walked along, looking for Kazuma.
Nope, I'm against it.
I paused as I heard his voice from outside the meeting room. Also, it's funnier now if we're going to date Kazuma, and then it's like, well, he's like a mini-me for our dad, because they have the same voice, basically. If Anai is our dad, that's so funny. Oh, we fell in love with a man that's like our dad.
We can make the hair look better, not just with camera work, but with extensions. True enough, but won't extensions look less natural? How are you going to make it consistent with the other scenes? It'll look weird if they suddenly have more hair. And that's where my skills come in. I can match the complexion so it looks natural. Fine. If you insist, we'll let you do it. You're awfully pushy for a rookie. Most new guys just sit back and watch. Thank you. I'm here representing Miss Kayama. She'll yell at me if I sit on my ass.
Kazuma's amazing. He asserts his opinion and doesn't back down in front of the pros. He laughed openly with the crew, easily taking his place as their equal. I'm a little ashamed for running to him every time I have a problem. Maybe I should try to do this on my own. Having second thoughts, I turned to leave.
Spacey? You should have said something if you were here. Did you need me?
Oh, no, never mind. I was just passing through. Sorry to bother you. You can go back to work. Don't mind me.
Spacey.
What?
You know, when you're feeling guilty, you have a habit of avoiding people's eyes.
Do I really? As I'm looking everywhere but at his face. Look at his little sad face is so cute. How do you resist that?
She's like, don't look, and he's like, Spacey. Look at my sad puppy eyes.
Alright, fine, I'll tell you everything. I love it. I really do love his, like, pouty faces, his blushy faces, and his sad, like, faces so much better than, like, his happy smiley face. Like, his happy smiley face is fine and dandy, but the pouty ones are just so much cuter. They tug at my heartstrings more. Make me love him more. He needs to, like, look sad all the time. That is so fucked up.
Yeah, you do. Talking to the guy who knows you the best in the whole world.
Funny, you definitely said something utterly embarrassing just now, but I didn't hear a word of it. How strange.
You clammed up when I called out to you, but you were gonna ask me something, right?
Or even just his normal face, like, this is fine. Like, when he's smile, like, sometimes when he's smiling, like, I'm like, He's still cute, but, like, he's cuter when he's, like, serious or pouty or, like, sad. I don't know.
I don't know why you're holding back. I did tell you to talk to me anytime. Oh, but I charge extra if you want advice on money or love. That's out of my jurisdiction.
Uh-oh. He's too fun to talk to. I'm already sucked in! I can't keep relying on him, though. I have to weasel my way out of this. Pretend time? This is also where it says to create a common route save file, so this will be the perfect place to do that, and I am going to do that here. Well, wait. Well, I'm wondering how many save files we have for... Let's see, 3, 4, 5... He's got 5. At least. So if we say each of them have one, so that should be enough to get us through all of them. We'll say at least starting at 7. So you know what? I'm going to start doing our common one here. And we can do Kazuma's starting like here. Because I don't think we're going to need another common route save file. We need one for Kazuma, so we can do his here. You know what I mean? I want to leave a couple spaces in between. Okay, so this is pretend time.
Mission! Avoid depending on Kazuma and don't mention the script!
Next.
So, again, what was it you needed? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snack?
Why is it all food?
Well, it's you we're talking about. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
That I'm a snack? That's lovely, I like it.
Welcome to Kamakubo Counseling. I'll destroy all your troubles in one punch.
If only you could, that'd be a huge help. But I can tell you're really busy too. Right now, how will you mislead Kazuma? You must be busy. It's nothing, really. It's nothing you need to be worried about, really.
When you say nothing, do you really mean nothing? Or is it some other nothing you can't tell me about?
Why are you always so perceptive when I don't want you to be? Both, I guess?
Gotcha. You want to tell me, but you can't.
Exactly.
I get it. Pretty sure I figured out this problem you're being so tight-lipped about. I bet it's got something to do with why you and Makino got called to see the director yesterday.
Huh? How did you know?
Well, you were acting all weird, so I asked Makino about it. He said he couldn't go into detail, but that you got some orders from the top.
I got a top 10 betrayal, Makino! Well, that's true. He's right, though. We're supposed to keep it under wraps.
Okay, it's a secret.
Kazuma nodded in understanding. Or so I thought.
So want to spill? Go on, tell me what it's all about.
Excuse me?
I know it's a secret, but when you make a face like that, I can't just let it go. I won't tell anyone. Promise.
Look at his little face. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that face right there, you're like, I'll tell you everything. Look, it's the little Bambi eyes. Stop it. I love him. Will you tell Kazuma about the short films? I obviously can't, in a vague way. I obviously can't. I obviously can't tell you.
Why not? We're buds, aren't we?
I mean, we are close, and there are no secrets between us. This is different. If I let this slip, I'll betray my mentor's trust.
Say what?
No better. This is for work, so the answer is no. Look at his little mad face. You know what it is? It's because their little pouts are just so intense. Just the mouth. It's not like a little sad frown. It's like think about if you frown. But think about if you intensely frown. Like Grumpy Cat frown. That's what it is. That is like a very intense fucking frown. I'll just say this. It's related to the audition camp. Can't tell you anymore.
Oh, is that all? Wouldn't it be easier to put our heads together then?
Yeah, but a secret is a secret, even if you make those puppy dog eyes at me. Kazuma looked bummed, and I was starting to feel agitated. More importantly, what do you want to say most to Kazuma? You're overprotective. I need to do this myself. It's not that he's being overprotective at all. You know what I mean? I was specifically asked to do this task on my own. Well, I'm grateful you're offering to help. It'd be pointless if I didn't overcome this challenge by myself.
Guess that makes sense.
I don't see, and it's weird with you're too overprotective. He's not being overprotective and like this. You know what I mean? It's like a curiosity thing, and like maybe there's a little wanting to protect, but it's more like he really just wants to help us. He's an eager beaver. You know what I mean? Don't you feel the same way? What if you were given a task, but Miss Kayama showed up and did the whole thing for you? Wouldn't that feel wrong?
Alright, I get it. Poking my nose where it doesn't belong. For real though, come to me if you get stuck. I'll get mad if you suffer in silence when you're cornered.
Hey, thanks, Kazuma. I shared what I could, and it seems like that was good enough for him. I'm glad he cares about me, but he's been a little intense lately. He's acting more like my guardian than my friend. Something's off. Is he always like this? See, the weird thing is like she's constantly bringing that up. Like, God, you're being overprotective. Wow, he's being. But I don't feel like it's with him. Like the way he's being is like not irritating me the way the overprotective character usually is. Like she's noticing it more than me, which is weird. Maybe it's because he's giving me those puppy eyes, so I'm just like not even paying attention. You know what I mean? I'm distracted by them. Because like he wasn't ever gonna be my favorite character. You know what I mean? I do love him a lot though. I am enjoying him more than I would have expected, just because, like, best friend character, okay, always gonna be a little overprotective, ugh, you know, and then, like, kind of like the bro dude. They're never my favorites. I enjoy them, but they're never my favorites. So I already just kind of knew, I'm like, he's not gonna be my favorite, but, like, maybe it's because he's giving me the puppy out, but I'm enjoying his route. I'm enjoying him more than I kind of, like, expected to. But, like, not in a I wasn't like thinking I usually enjoy the characters. Like, yeah, no, they're fun, but I don't want to date them type of a thing. Or like, but their routes are usually good and the characters are fine. If they're done right. If they're just the normal, like, kind of bro duty kind of character. But when they're the overprotective childhood friend, then it's like, nah, I'm gonna light that shit on. I hate that so much. They always make it very tropey. This doesn't feel as bad to me. I don't know. Like, I guess, yeah, he is a little more insistent that we can't do that. You can't do it on your own, come on. But, like, I don't know. It's not irritating me to the point where I'm like, Jesus Christ, let it go. She brings it up and is like, wow, he's just being really overprotective lately. And I'm like, oh, is he? Like, I'm not getting that feeling, so good for me, I guess? I don't know. Like, let me know how you guys feel. Do you feel like he's being, like, too overprotective where it's like, God, it's annoying, or you're like, nah, he's overprotective and that's the kind of character I like? Or are you like me where you're like, I normally hate that character, but I'm not feeling that with him. At least not in the negative way I normally feel it, where I'm like, God, I want to light you on fire. It's more like, okay, yeah, I mean, I guess if I take a step back and think about it, it's like, yeah, I mean, sure, he's kind of always trying to help us and he's kind of pushy about it, but like, it's not creepy, annoying, I want to punch him in the face. It's more like, simmer down, buddy. We got this. It's fine. You know? It's like my bird gets really excited. You're like, buddy, simmer down. You know what I mean? Like, he's an overactive puppy. You're like, chill. Sit. Stay. Okay. You know? I don't know. Anyway.
Well, I actually got called in yesterday, too.
Huh?
I'm gonna be busy with something else, so I think I'll be doing a lot more grunt work on the daily.
Oh, really?
So I can only help you when it comes to the little things anyways.
Appreciated, Kazuma. He's still the same kind Kazuma I've always known. And I mean, if you think about it,
Result complete 100%!
Him being kind of like, come on, I want to help you, blah, blah, blah. It's like, we are a little incompetent. Not like in existing, but like in the whole love thing and like sometimes, and like, we do need assistance and support, especially with the drama that we're dealing with and like whatever. And like what he's done so far, like in the very beginning, we were like, I don't know, I think I'm just gonna skip out on my dream because one of those guys could be my dad. And he's like, slap, stupid, go do it. You know what I mean? Like, we needed that push. Like, we weren't thinking logically, we were being stupid about it. So he was there to be like, nah, don't be dumb, go do it. And you're like, you're right. And then, like, I'm freaking out about, like, Eiichiro possibly being my brother, and he's like, listen, simmer down. Like, you know what I mean? And yeah, maybe I guess he was being a little overprotective. Like, Liz, I'll jump in and punch him if he talks to you. You're like, okay, simmer down. But if you think about it, like, him saying some of those things, like, I'll just jump right at you, you're like, okay, I got this. I can handle it. He's pushing us to step up, too. Maybe we're stepping up because he's being a little overprotective and weird, but I'm not getting that overprotective thing. I think it's because the pretend times, like, it's almost like we come up and he's like, what? You gotta tell me something. Come on. I want to help you. What do you got? Tell me. And you're like, I can't tell you. Come on, tell me. Like, he's being weird about it. It's like, well, I mean, because you got this big secret and he wants to know. Like, so I don't feel like that was being overprotective. Maybe the stuff with Eiichiro kind of was a little bit, but again, it was more like you're in this conundrum and you're acting like an idiot, so clearly you need help. And it pushed us to be like, no, I will suck it up and I will deal with it. Sorta, maybe. You know what I mean? We're taking ownership of our own problems. So it's not as bad to me as like the typical where he would just rush off and like, or, oh, I'm carrying a plastic bag that's got like a feather in it and he has to carry me because the feather might hurt me. You know what I mean? Where you're like, Jesus effing Christ. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I've said before, I'm not paper mache. He's just, I gotta jump in and help you because you're a little like inept at some of this stuff. Valid. Absolutely valid, bro. Valid. I'm gonna jump in and smack you upside the head and tell you you're being stupid and go after your dreams. You're right, because I wasn't gonna do it. You know what I mean? So I don't see it as a bad thing right now. Plus he's kind of like in love with us and he's trying to help us. And maybe instead of maybe he needs to be a little bit more supportive, like, you can do this. You can figure out your own shit. He's more like, I'll do it for you, so you don't have to figure out your shit. But it's not bothering me right now. I don't know. Hey, Kumakubo, what are you doing? We're not done here. Roger, I'll be right there, just a sec. Kazuma turned back to me. Spacey, this is for you. He pressed some kind of notebook into my hand. Huh? Are these notes about the candidates? Well, we already submitted the report we all worked on together. Yeah, you did, but I remembered a couple more things last night. Not sure if they're worth mentioning, but hey. I see one here that's about whether they eat rice or miso soup first during breakfast. Well, I didn't say anything about it before because it didn't seem relevant. And then again, what do I know? You're the one who's got away with words, not me. I realized it wasn't up to me to decide what is or isn't important to bring up. Plus, I was embarrassed to show this to Makino since that'd mean Hanai or Mr. Asagi would see it. But you're showing it to me? So, anyway, take a look. You can just chuck it in the trash if you don't end up needing it. Catch you later. Hey, wait! Kazuma ran off in a hurry, and I looked down at the notes he'd given me. And he's like giving you these little notes like he knows. He's like, here you go, here's just some notes just in case you need them. And then he leaves, and you're like, you little bastard, I love it. Let me see. He's right, a lot of this info has nothing to do with the auditions. It has notes on their hobbies, habits, preference for cats or dogs, okay, and whether they clip their nails at night? What is this, some kind of occult how-to manual? There is one about who loves and who hates mint chocolate. What the heck? Below is, well, it wasn't directly relevant to acting. There was so much personal information on the candidates in this notebook. Makino and I might have been too timid to collect this kind of data ourselves. It was the kind of stuff that only Kazuma, who was so quick to make friends, could obtain. I couldn't have asked for a better gift when I work on the script, see? Kazuma doesn't know what I'm doing, so it's just a coincidence, but still, I think I'll treat him to something later as thanks. I faced the way my best friend had gone and dipped my head in thanks, then left the area as well. I spoke to candidates and crew members in order to learn more than what I'd gathered so far. Eventually, I acquired enough puzzle pieces to begin writing my story. I sketched out a plot while the ideas were still kicking around in my head, then checked in with Makino, who gave me the go-ahead. Plot, the backbone of a story. Screenwriters, novelists, manga authors, and other creators usually formulate the plot before they start writing their work, unless you're me and then you just wing shit. Right now we're reading a game, so I don't have to worry about it, but I mean, just like when I do sim stuff, I just wing that shit. Okay, sometimes I have a plot in mind, and then it all falls off the rails afterward. I mean, like, what are you gonna do when you're doing a long-ass legacy? You're like, I start with a plot. Here's the whole plot, and then after that, we just see what happens. So, At night, I inhaled my dinner, returned to my room, and plopped down in front of my laptop. I think I finally understand. I get why Professor Asagi suggested that I try writing the script based on the actors. So far, I'd written several scripts from my mentor to evaluate. This one would be my first screenplay in the proper sense of the word, however. I've been graded well on the characters and stories I've written in the past, but I never thought about who might play these parts before. While I'm the one writing the short film script, I'm not the only one involved. Plus, several people's futures weigh in the balance. I'm sure that's what my mentor wanted me to learn. In that case, what sort of story should I weave for my teammates? 2 days later, we're doing a short film with everyone in this room. Yes, this is going to be your final practical exam. It was around lunchtime. I'd finished the script, so Makino and I assembled the cast and crew we'd be working with in the meeting room. Oh, that's right. Okay, for a hot second, I'm like, why is Riku? Then I was like, oh, we got the experienced actors. Right. Our assignment's to create a short film with the experienced cast and inexperienced crew we have here. I see. It's similar to our improv exercise from the beginning. Beginning? Oh, you mean when they split up the veterans and the newbies? That's right.
So, that's it. No matter how hard we try, there's a chance we might fail because of the amateurs we're working with.
Hey man, you shouldn't talk like that.
But it's true, isn't it?
I'm not surprised. I also had a hard time accepting that my incompetence might be the reason they fail. Regardless, we're in this together. Your concerns are completely justified. As you say, we still have a lot to learn. But... Sueda, listen, everyone. We're just the crew members assigned to this film project. We're not the real director or screenwriter. You might think you can't count on us. Believe me, we're more aware of that than anyone. But we also know how critical our job is going to be to your success. That's why we're going to do everything in our power to give you the best possible chance. Please put your faith in us. Damn. Hey, if they really mean it, we should at least read the script, right?
Sure.
I never said I wouldn't read it. Nice one, Sana. In that case, Sueda, if you would. Alright, I'm Ueda, your screenwriter. Let me provide you all with a copy of the script.
I'll help you.
Thanks, Kazuma. With Kazuma's help, I passed a copy of the script to each cast and crew member. I've given the script everything I have. Now I just have to trust that they'll accept it. And they're like, God, this is trash! And you're like, I thought it was my best!
This is just...
Oh, that'd be interesting. Thank you.
This is just... It could be interesting. That doesn't sound nice, but...
We'll reconvene once you've all finished reading. After that, we'll start filming immediately. There's no time to prepare, so we're counting on you all. Counting on all of you, sorry. And so it went. Makino took up the megaphone of the director using my script. With that, the short film and final test began. Just leave me. I'm done for, man. Ever since I destroyed the stage with my mistakes that day, I'm terrified to stand in front of an audience.
Then why have you been rehearsing in secret? Why are you acting on a stage with no audience if you've truly given up? I've been looking for someone like you, a man who can act in my stead.
What are you asking me to do?
It's simple. You truly crave being in the limelight again. There's only one way.
Which is?
You need to stop being yourself.
Alright, next is scene number 9. Hurry and keep the lighting right where it is. The Kamakubo, is makeup finished yet?
We're ready for you anytime, director.
And then I need you on the camera for the next scene. Short-handed. Use your phone if you have to.
What? Hey, are you crazy? You can't use phone cameras for this.
Be fine. This part's supposed to be a clip on a video site. It's better if it looks amateurish.
For real? Don't blame me if it comes out like crap.
Look, based on the last scene, I think we should have them convey emotions like this in the next one. I see. Let's go with that. Do you mind tweaking the dialogue for us? I'm on it.
Are they calling each other the normal? Okay, I'm assuming Oda's like, Sena, are you sure about this? He's just using you.
I know. I'm actually grateful. My dreams were crushed ones, but they aren't completely out of reach. I thought I'd truly lost everything, but this role has saved me. With every order, Makino barked out, and each clack of the clapboard, our messy set gave life to a scene from the story. From scenes to breaks and back again, Sena instantly switched between his usual carefree self and a pained, traumatized young man. Even Nishijima, who normally seems so vacant, flawlessly portrayed the part of an emotional young guy trying to change his life.
He seems so vacant. I don't know, he seemed pretty intense when we were auditioning with him.
The word action is like a magic spell. Sena in particular shows a level of acting prowess you'd never expect from someone so inexperienced. The disguise Nishijima's character puts on looks believable thanks to Kazuma's makeup skills. On top of that, the other three actors' performances provide the immersion that brings those two to life. Plus, Makino's ability to coordinate it all is amazing. This might actually work. Our short film's going to dominate.
And it's gonna be like garbage compared to the real one, and you're like, oh.
The team gave each and every scene their best effort. By the next evening, a new challenge awaited me. Finished peeling the potatoes. Sure takes a lot of potatoes to feed the crew and the candidates. I was waging a solitary war on vegetables in the camp kitchen. When it came to meals, most people had their breakfast in the cafeteria. People either got takeout for lunch or ate something on their own time. For dinner, 2 crew members would team up and cook for everyone else. Today, Makino and I were on dinner duty, but he hadn't had time to help because of our filming schedule. And I can make it on my own. Well, it was a little too much for one person to handle, but I drew on my extensive odd job experience to make it work. Good. No one's gonna complain about this. I should open my own restaurant. Just kidding. The pot in front of me bubbled with the spicy, savory aroma of Japanese-style curry. I stirred the curry, taking care not to break up the ingredients, and gave it a taste. Maybe a little too spicy.
I love how Kazuma's just sneaking in on the left. Oh my god. He just crept in a little and he's gonna keep creeping in. Oh my god, if you're not watching, this would be your time to watch. It's not a CG, but it's still funny.
Everyone prefers their curry a different way, so I wish I had someone else here to try it. Maybe I could split it into 2 batches and mellow one of the...
Your faithful taste tester reporting for duty, ma'am. What do you think you're doing here? I think it would have been funnier if he just snuck in a little bit more than just the twice, but that was still fucking funny. I seek to curry favor with my goddess.
But we're still supposed to be filming.
The rotation has me on break right now. Besides, I smelled something good.
Love him so much. Rotation. Due to the tight schedule staff members have to adhere to, they'll alternate taking breaks so as not to slow down filming.
You need someone to try it anyway, right? Come on, put it in my mouth. Please.
Okay, put it in my mouth is not something I should ever have to read in an Otome game. Context. Context. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sometimes I wonder if people just walk into a room when you're watching this and I'm just saying God knows what, or like,
put it in my mouth, please.
That just how you have to explain that. My god. You always say my cooking tastes good. I can't trust your feedback.
That's only because it is good. You make it just to my tastes. And I'm really looking forward to this curry. Especially since you made it.
I mean, he's flirting up a storm here. When he says it straight up like that, it's seriously so embarrassing. Fine then, you're lucky I'm in a good mood. Just one bite, okay?
Gotcha.
Oh, and we get a CG of us feeding him. Do not say that again. What are you doing?
You're gonna feed me, right?
You kidding me?
My hands are all dirty from handling props. Come on, pretty please.
Who does he think he is?
You're absolutely feeding him in the CG, though.
I filled a spoon with curry, faced Kazuma, and shove it in piping hot!
I'm sorry, but the phrasing on that is also wildly inappropriate. I shove it in piping hot.
Oh, good God, are we in a porn? What is happening?
Come on, put it in my mouth.
And we're gonna shove it in piping hot. Oh, dear God, everything about this is so fucking wrong. Oh my God, I'm not sorry. This is hilarious. Anyway, we blow on it for. Oh, and then that! Oh, God! Blow on it for. Ah! Oh, phrasing game. You knew what you were. They knew what they were doing. They knew so goddamn hard what they were doing here. Okay, yes, he's being obnoxious. Joe Kazuma's been working hard too. I should reward him a little. I gently blew on the spoon to make it cool enough to eat. Then I slowly brought it to his lips. Say, I guess. Aw, look at his little happy chipmunk face.
That's the stuff. You're cooking so good, Spacey. I'll never get sick of it.
Thanks. I figured he'd give me a super over-the-top reaction.
Yep, you never disappoint. Your cooking's always good. And I get first dibs all to myself. Chef Ueda, what's your secret ingredient? Is it the spice of love?
It's this 158 yen box of curry roux. Kazuma took a couple more bites and sighed in satisfaction.
That was great. His Majesty hath been satisfied.
You're out of character, Kazuma.
I haven't tasted your cooking in a while. You've gotten better.
Well, out of all the jobs I've worked in the last year, I spent most of that time in kitchens. Has it really been that long since I cooked for you?
At least half a year, yeah. We haven't had many chances to hang out. We've seen each other a bunch during these auditions, but it's rarely just the two of us. Maybe a few times since the camp started, but we've been so busy, we haven't had time to sit and talk.
Now that he mentions it, we've been able to see each other at work since this job started in spring, but we haven't really been alone together. Just then I noticed Kazuma looking at me intently.
Yeah, because he's like, I want to spend a long time with you. We're heading into his route, so I mean... You really wrote that short film script, right?
Yeah, I did. Is it boring?
Hell no, it's super interesting. Everyone really liked it. Even I was blown away knowing you managed to write a story like that.
Thanks for the compliment. I have been trying to improve my writing every day.
I hardly believe it. Remember that script you wrote back in junior high? It was total garbo. Based on Sherlock Holmes that mixed the story of a bunch to make 7 Holmeses face off against each other.
I'm sorry, but 7 Holmeses facing off against each other sounds amazing. Sherlock Holmes, a fictional detective created by Arthur Conan Doyle. The name also refers to the novel series starring said detective. Over 100 years have passed since its first release, yet it still remains popular and inspires frequent spin-offs. One of my favorite goddamn books. I love Sherlock Holmes so freaking much. I remember reading it as a kid because my mom had like a Reader's Digest copy with The Hound of the Baskervilles and Study in Scarlet, I think. Not that you kind of have to read them in order, but like I read Hound of the Baskervilles anyway and just remember being so in love with it. That was awesome. I read it and I was like, I'm Watson, solving the mysteries with Sherlock Holmes. And the TV shows, I'm sorry, Jeremy Brett is still my Sherlock Holmes. I don't know, that was the first one I ever saw and I was like, yes! I freaking... Sherlock Holmes is one of the things I love so much, and I don't mind if there's little thing, but when they do like Sherlock Holmes TV shows, I'm like, I'm gonna be that person who's like, no, I don't like it. Get out of here. I don't mind in all of our Otome games. We've had like so many games where you have like Sherlock Holmes type or legit Sherlock Holmes, you know, whatever, and like or Herlock Sholmes, whatever. You know what I mean and all that. And I'm here for that. Like that's cool, that's fine, but like it's one of those things that I'm particular about. Like don't fuck up my Sherlock Holmes. 7 Holmeses. play the protagonist wrote for her junior high cultural festival. Because all of the club members insisted on their own changes, the script ended up being awful. Because the cast members insisted on their own changes. Okay? But make 7 Holmeses faced off against each other sounds frickin' amazing. I need this. Oh my god. Now I just want to make a Sims game and make 7 different versions of Sherlock Holmes, throw them in a house and make them fight to the death and see which one which one wins, and that's the one we throw into another Listen. Like a frickin' Sherlock Holmes reality house. Watson had to figure out who the real Holmes was. That was because too many people wanted to be Holmes. This may not mean much coming for me, but I think I've gotten a little better since then. Huh, sure you have. I'd say it's more of a toss-up. Oh, come on! I was just thinking, though. You've squeezed yourself right into the world of prose. You got an important job in the lead actor auditions for the Yuzo Makino's next movie. Yuzo Makino's next movie. Wow. My brain. I didn't want to read that. Wouldn't you say you've come pretty far as a writer in the last 5 years? No way. The career of a professional screenwriter isn't that simple. That said, I'm happy that I've taken my first few steps in. You okay, Kazuma? The grin had slid off Kazuma's face, and now he was strangely quiet. Or I clicked that way too fast. He rubbed the back of his neck awkwardly. Well, how do I put this? Your big bro here is happy to see everyone finally recognizing your talent. You're not my big brother. But it's left me feeling a little lonely. Lonely? Why? Moving right along while I'm here getting left behind. I'm moving ahead of you? Really? I'm still on the bottom rung of the ladder, just working as a gopher, and gopher for my... Kazuma... I touched Kazuma's hand and smiled. You've got it backwards. I do? You were the one who entered the professional world first, remember? I've always been watching you from behind as you fought your way forward. Yeah. There have been times when I doubted I could walk this path too. You've been there for me every time. Kazuma, to me, you... I hesitated, grasping for the right words. This is so romantic. And I don't know if we have this conversation with him if we're not, heading toward his route, but, goddamn, this is, romantic. When I thought about him, though, they came easily. My friend, my teacher, and my brother, you've always tugged me forward along with you. Oh. Wonder how much of that got through to him.
So you do admit I'm your big brother?
Not like that!
Yeah, I'll get the others. I bet they're all starving.
Kazuma chuckled bashfully and jogged off.
He's like, I have to leave before I kiss you.
Okay, you can kiss me. Afterward, night had completely fallen by the time dinner was ready. The cast and crew finished preparing for tomorrow's filming and gathered in the clearing pavilion with empty bellies. I served my curry to the staff members seated all over the place. Oh, we get a CG of everyone enjoying time together. Look at us, we're cute. Oh, everybody together. Except for Eiichiro, but that's okay. It's our other boyfriends are here. Then I took a seat with Kazuma, Nishijima, Seina, and Makino. But look at this! Aww! Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there. All the CGs have been good, but poor Kazuma's face here is he's got creepy puppet face going on. There is something seriously wrong with his puppet mouth. It's just so wrong. It is so wrong. Everything about his face is just wrong. Don't look at it. Stop.
So I've been thinking this for a while, but isn't Makino kind of weird?
Kazuma broached a peculiar subject while stuffing his face with curry.
It's not very polite to say someone's name is weird. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, you must get mixed up with the director when people call you that.
You brought that up rather suddenly, but I see what you mean.
Ben, telling me to change my name? Well, no. Sorry.
Hey, I heard that Harumi and our cute little Ueda are both third years in college. Doesn't calling him that put kind of a weird distance between you, since you're in the same year? Oh, I guess that goes for Kamukubo, too.
Actually, Makino's a year older than me, even though we're in the same year. That's true, yes. I studied abroad, so when I came back to Japan, I was a year older when I applied to college. But, right. Don't really like it when people mix me up with the director. So, Maki maybe? Harumaki? Actually, compared to those, Makino just feels right. None of those options, it does sound the most natural. I mean, that's acceptable.
You'll always be Mac Attack to me.
Love Kazuma. Snow.
Fine, I'll just call you Makino too.
Okay. You know what's really funny? Why wouldn't they at this point go with, like, why don't we just call him Harumi? That we went through this whole conversation. Isn't it weird that people call you Makino and get you mixed up? Yeah, it is really weird. Well, why don't we... I guess we'll just stick with that then. That makes no sense. That was the most pointless conversation. I thought we were getting to, like, we're gonna call him Harumi. We're friendly, call each other by the first names now, you know?
Ugh. Hey, now that we're playing around with the idea of nicknames, I feel like we've gotten a little closer.
But Makino is not a nickname, that's his actual name. Like,
when you agree, Spacey.
I have no intention of getting closer to you, though.
Ah, don't be a stranger. You can call me Yukito if you want.
That's over the line, bud. I'm 100% against it. If you ain't gonna drop it, then I'll use your name all you like.
Ugh.
In return, you can spout my name from the rooftops as much as you like. The fair trade, right? Yukito!
I like how Kazuma's, like, hitting on him now.
Hey, you can scream my name from the rooftops, baby.
Just says... Oh, God. Sounds so flirty.
I never asked you, dude.
Come on, you know you like it.
What about you, Nishijima? Would you prefer a nickname? I don't think Nishijima really needs one.
Nishijima, huh? Nishie? Riku?
Ricky, maybe? No.
Oh, but I think it's cute.
I won't respond to you if you call me that. Wow, so he can have strong feelings about things. Weird nicknames aside, we do know each other better now. I watched them chat and tease each other between spoonfuls of curry. Someone said my name.
Good work today, Miss Ueda. How's that curry I smell? What an inviting aroma.
Hello, Professor. And you too, Mr. Hanai. Congratulations on a hard day's work. I made 2 batches, sweet and spicy. Let me know which one you'd prefer.
Curry, huh? You know your stuff. Can't go camping without it.
The camp leaders also seem to have reached a stopping point and were gathering for dinner. Oh, now our boyfriend joins us! Okay, there he is! Oh, and look, you can see Hanai in the background. He's headless, but he's back there. Look, Hanai, it's fine to be excited, but make sure you eat something besides meat. You said recently that actors need to pay attention to their diets.
I did say that, but curry's, a beverage.
Okay, I'm officially taking up Hanai's diet.
No, Cosmo. I'm getting confused with all the colors in front of their names. Like,
I'll take your meat. You can just have salad, Hanai. Whoa! What do you think you're doing, you little punks? I'll pull rank and flunk y'all right now.
Let's calm down, Hanai. You can have my meat. Okay, they need to stop sharing their meat. Oh my god. Everything about this has gotten just wildly inappropriate with cooking curry. I don't know why curry just makes everything inappropriate, but it's so wrong. I love this so much. Everything they're saying is just so inappropriate. They knew what they were doing when they wrote this, okay? They knew. You know they were writing it like, you can have my meat. Come on.
No, that's real nice of you, Nishijima. Okay, that gives you a leg up on the rest.
Hey, that ain't fair.
That's bribery. Abuse of authority, right?
Shut up. While we're here, I am the law. Kneel before your god.
And then you're talking about giving each other meat and blowing on things and kneeling before... It's wildly inappropriate.
Please, enough of this childish display. I'm embarrassed just watching you.
They're having so much fun. Here I was among these experienced actors. Meanwhile, Mr. Hanai was in charge of the amateurs. They were all rivals competing for the same spot. Tonight, however, they were just people. Seeing them all happily enjoying their meal, I smiled warmly. Oh! Took a picture. I was startled by the sudden sound of a shutter, so I whirled around to see my mentor holding a camera. Oh.
Pardon me. I don't normally approve of unauthorized photography, but your smile was so sunny, I couldn't help myself.
Well, that's flirty. Everyone's just getting flirty and sharing their meat with everybody else here. This is like an orgy, Jesus. This is like at the start of a porn. It's fine, but why the sudden photos?
The next Nishijiman Kamakubo, would you mind turning this way?
Whoa, that scared me. What's going on?
As I mentioned before, there'll be a making of documentary. I have plenty of footage from the lessons, but candid photos can be nice too.
These photos gonna be in the documentary?
I won't publish them without permission from the persons and agencies involved, of course. But you have a wonderful smile. I'd quite like to include you in the video.
Wonderful. Really? Oh, flirt with me harder.
All right, Mr. Asagi, that's enough. I know you've been around the block, Rider Man. Are you after our girl? Or maybe you're gathering intel on the enemy.
Are you after our girl? They're all. Am I the only woman here? Maybe that's why they're flirting with me so hard. No, there's other women there because we said that like freaking Sena was like flirting with everybody. He talks to everyone, most especially the lady folk.
You found me out. Really, I was asked to take photos of y'all. How about it? Let's have a group photo this time.
Oh, a picture to mark the occasion. I love stuff like that.
I'd rather not. Oh, I'm fine too. I'm not fond of that sort of thing.
No need to be shy. Over here, Harumi.
Whoa!
What a fantastic composition. I hope you all smile for the camera. Hear that? Come on, you two. Smile.
What do you think you're doing? Stop pressing up against me. Sharing meat, pressing up. I mean, God. I need to leave now.
We're taking a picture, duh. And they might use it for the making of or in advertising. So act like you're on camera.
I get that, but your face is way too close to mine.
Yeah, exactly. No one needs to be that close. Get away from Spacey.
Kazuma desperately tried to peel Sena away from me, but Sena was stronger than he looked, and he didn't seem concerned at all. I wanted to see that freaking CG. That'd been hilarious. Nishijima, say something, please! I shot him a pleading gaze. However, the star actor was completely engrossed in his curry. And this curry's very good. It has such a delicate flavor. Is this really the time to review it? Of course. It's always important to convey one's gratitude. He obviously just doesn't want to get involved.
Well, that's good enough, I think. I'll go ahead and take the shot.
The shutter clicked, dominating the noisy soundscape for just a moment. Then the laughter and calls for second helpings whooshed back into place. I'll be deciding on cast soon. After that, the real filming begins. Maybe someday we'll see that picture and fondly look back on this moment. Miss Ueda, may I have another serving? Oh, me too! Yes, coming right up. Plenty of time to think about that later. I need to focus on what's in front of me first. I tucked away my solemn thoughts and got back to work. Such a beautiful place to stop. My stomach is growling. Can you hear that? Oh my god. Anyway, didn't we just start this one was like we were halfway through and now it's almost over? Like, man. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.